Alright, we're set. Hello and welcome
Hello.
to Cattle Prod's premiere podcast,
Hey.
the Prodcast. I'm your host and MC, Ethan Berman, joined by...
Emily Shrode.
Matt Grabowski.
Evan Parks.
And this is our second episode.
Woo!
We put out our first episode this last week.
Consistency.
Fantastic reviews. All 12 people that watched.
Nice.
Thanks,
Well, I wish it was fantastic reviews from my end.
Stuff to work on.
We're working on it.
We just need to all get different voices.
Yeah, for sure. We all need to stop being white dudes.
Yeah.
And Emily.
No. We do what we can.
There's only so much we can do at the University of Texas.
Right. It's the best we can do. All right, first up, real talk. It's been bugging me for hours.
Hours.
Some might even say days.
Days.
I heard this girl in my astronomy class, and she was reading some BuzzFeed article about why Chandler Bing and Monica Geller are the best couple in TV history.
No.
Right.
Oh, so we're going with this.
I could immediately go ahead.
And she was going on and on and on about why Friends is the best TV show of all time. And I look at her and I go, "You're wrong, because Seinfeld exists."
You're telling a girl her opinion is wrong?
Yes.
Classic Ethan move.
I looked her right in the eye and I told her she's wrong. And she's like, "No, Seinfeld isn't funny."
That's
Wow.
Like, I felt my fist clench. I felt the blood boil in my body.
bowels tighten.
And I was like, can't we at least come to a compromise? Maybe
Ass clench.
recognize that Friends is made for you, right? Like, you are a college-age female. Friends fits your demographic, right? Like,
Sure.
cheap humor, nothing heavy, right? While Seinfeld maybe falls in my crowd more. I'm a pretentious film major. And she's like, no, objectively, Friends is a funnier show, beat by beat, has better writing.
So you offered her, like,
You threw
a friendship hand.
The olive branch was right there on the table immediately from the get-go.
She just didn't shake the friendship hand.
No,
Nuclear option
here's
was
the
their first
thing.
move.
We gotta debate this. Like I said, we gotta debate this. We can't just all ream this girl that's not here. So we gotta talk this out.
Friends versus Seinfeld?
Friends versus Seinfeld.
All
I'm
right.
inside Friends.
You saw with Friends?
I will also side with Friends.
What?
All right.
We will
All right.
to play the
Play devil's
advocate.
All
All right, Seinfeld it up. Let's do this.
All right. So Seinfeld isn't just the best TV show ever made. It's one of the best examples of just postmodern media in general. It's irreverent. It's about nothing, but because it's about nothing, it's about everything.
God.
Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld managed to... they unintentionally captured something that's so genius. They unintentionally managed to make a TV show that ran for 9 seasons about horrible characters, about just intentionally bad people, just doing everyday things. Like, one of the best episodes of television ever, the entire episode, the crew's stuck in a parking garage trying to find their car. And that's it. You're watching a half-hour episode about 4 people stuck in a parking garage because they couldn't remember what floor they parked on. And it's so relatable. It's so irreverent. It's perfect.
I love the small concepts, like minimalistic environment, just all heavy writing.
Hold up.
It's great.
Whose side are you debating?
I am on Friends. I was just giving that as my
Sure, that's-
counter argument, giving you a little bit of leadway before I say
You're buttering me up before you destroy me.
before I take you down.
Right.
So I can see that, but I can also see how. I mean, let's right off the bat. Even you, big friend. The 4 main characters in Seinfeld, horrible people.
Right.
They're horrible human beings. I can see how people are more attached to Friends.
Sure.
There's stronger chemistry. It's friendship to almost the degree of
There's
family.
6 horrible people instead of 4.
I say counterpoint, Ross Geller.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. I'm not saying there aren't bad people in Friends.
Right.
Just saying that Seinfeld, it's a little bit harder to almost relate to them sometimes.
Friends definitely gives you more of like an anchor to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Joey is a nice guy. What's her name? Phoebe's trying, but
Yeah.
the other thing is the romantic stuff, right? Like, low key, when you watch Seinfeld back, like I do every week, where I just watch all 9 seasons in a row on Hulu, you realize Jerry and George are players. Like,
George is a player.
George gets so many women. He almost marries this like beautiful blonde, and
Beautiful, rich blonde.
right. and then she dies because he poisons her by making her lick all the envelopes for their wedding. But Jerry's constantly there's this Vine, not Vine, it's like a Twitter video.
Vine's dead.
Yeah, I know. It's a Twitter video. Rest in peace, Vine. On Seinfeld Current Day, the best Twitter page of all time.
Sure.
And it's a compilation. They put like some rap song behind it. It's a compilation of every single girl Seinfeld's been with. And you're like, man, it's literally like triple digits.
Mm-hmm.
They're all 9 seasons. You're like, good for you, you know?
Well,
It's nice that Jerry could create that fictional reality for himself that he could sleep with.
Right. Meanwhile, there's a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little bit like, I mean, don't get me wrong, all credits to Jerry and George, but you can recognize there's definitely a little bit of, why can't I write myself in with getting all these women?
Right.
It's your own character.
All right, so while I'll let you guys form some counter arguments why Friends is okay, which I won't believe anyway.
Sure.
Another point about Seinfeld. Post-show careers, way better for the Seinfeld crew than for the Friends crew.
Yeah, isn't... Okay.
Oh yeah, the guy who played Kramer, doing real well.
Oh, hey.
oh,
All right.
that noise you made. I got some points to talk about this too. Let's talk about their counterparts in more modern television shows.
Right.
I'd say Friends, very closely models like How I Met Your Mother.
100%.
Very, very similar shows.
Ross and Ted are very similar people.
Yeah, they're Yeah. 9 seasons. Let me point that out right now. All right.
Go on.
The Seinfeld counterpart, the one that's super popular, even now, 12 seasons long, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
100%.
It's got the concept that works.
It's Always Sunny would not exist without Seinfeld, too.
If you paint it out like that, if you make those the comparisons, then I'm over here basically left with no argument. Like,
No.
Sonny's.
Don't worry, Matt. I got it.
Okay,
No,
I'm
We'll win.
to be honest, they're tripping me up over here. But let us not forget the overall thing. Even though all 4 of us were grown, as soon as I say the name, we all know it. It's already festering in our minds. The big name TV show out there that
Frasier.
close.
All right.
Now, we have to recognize that shows like The Big Bang Theory still exist, and as credited as the #1 show on TV.
By CBS.
Yeah,
It's like Kim Jong Un saying he's the best ruler of a country in the world.
You're right.
perfectly put, Shrode.
Here's the thing about Big Bang Theory, and here's where television and film differ for me. As much as I throw my hands up in the air every time I watch a Transformers film, I'm like, what is going on? How are people watching this? How's this making billions of dollars? I watched Fate of the Furious, and my dad walked out, and he was just like, that was plausible. And it was I love that film. We'll talk about that at some other point.
Okay.
Loved Fate of the Furious. That was a perfectly great addition to the series. Love the fact, we talked about this earlier. But with those movies, I don't hate them for existing. I understand why. There are billions of people in the world who don't speak English, right? So we can't, and they don't have the markets or the ability or the funds to make big blockbuster films. So it's smarter to make robots going boom or cars going boom or Vin Diesel punching The Rock in the face, and people go, oh, that's awesome, right? And they love those movie stars rather than having to rely on their own independent markets and et cetera, et cetera. So I understand with films, I'm like, as much as this isn't for me, I can still appreciate it.
Yeah.
That being said, with television, the big shows that you're supposed to enjoy, like How I Met Your Mother or Big Bang Theory, I look at them and all I do is groan. And the thing is, there's not even a production value in them. Like, at least Transformers has like $500 million of a budget with like, they employ people from all over the world. You have like random Indian, whatever.
We're getting off topic.
Sure.
I want to hear, Shrode, what's your argument?
My
Tell us about
argument
Friends.
About Friends? If Seinfeld was so good, why did it last only 9 seasons as opposed to Friends, who lasted 10 seasons?
Damn.
Because they know when to stop. They knew when enough was enough. They knew that, oh, hey, maybe if we make this character pregnant.
We can just prolong this.
They weren't using that as a plot arc.
Let's make her...
Well, we're talking about television shows, not miniseries.
Right.
They got to keep going.
They don't have to keep going.
I would make the argument that in every girl's Tinder profile, where they say if you don't love friends, then you're not a good human being, has some weight to it. But you could also make the argument.
Wait,
You're
want-
resulting to
you want Tinder,
them,
Matt?
The Tinder girls?
You want
But
Tinder, Matt?
In
Okay.
reality, let's talk about then the finales, because I think that's the thing that really trips a lot of people up that actually have watched all of the shows.
Right.
All right.
Ethan, would you say that Seinfeld has a good finale?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
I like courtroom dramas.
Well, that's a totally different topic that we don't need to talk about.
All right.
But Ethan, that hurt.
Personal attack.
So, I'm not sure how to feel about the Seinfeld finale. I recognize what they were going for,
Yeah.
but I think obviously there's some controversies about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are the people that are just like, what? This is so out of bounds. It's like you just wrapped up the whole thing by just throwing them all in jail. But in the end,
works. Critically, it works because they're horrible people.
they 100% are.
And in the entire series, you wonder, like, how do they get away with all these bad... Like, how does Kramer exist as a human being? Let alone,
Does
everything.
he have a job?
He's independently wealthy. He's like the dude
Yeah.
from Big Lebowski. I understand. Again, I think you kind of, like, nailed me there when you said that you can understand... in Friends, like, girls will like that more because there's people you actually enjoy and how it's a lot more, like, digestible. But with Seinfeld, I think it's like Sunny, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can watch the dentist, you can show someone the dentist system for the first time, and they're gonna be horrified. Like, what show is this? This is allowed on television? But you show someone who's been jaded by watching shows like Seinfeld and all this, like, postmodern, like, garbage ever, and they watch Sunny and they're like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, I need to consume all of it.
Well, I'm going to flip-flop a little bit here.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the pilots for both television shows, all right?
Uh-huh.
So, the Seinfeld pilot,
The diner.
The Diner. Well, there's a big difference between Friends and Seinfeld in that the Friends had a bit more of a story as opposed to Seinfeld of just, people meeting up.
The characters aren't even the same. Kramer's called Cosmo.
Oh, yeah.
He's just the wacky neighbor, not even their friend. And the waitress is a character in the show. She's like, how you doing there, Judge? Getting the same thing you always do. But yeah, I agree that Friends, what you see in the pilot of Friends,
It establishes itself.
resembles what the rest of the show is.
Now, also going back to the Seinfeld side, auditorily, I like everyone's voices more.
Sure.
And the laugh tracks. Seinfeld has a lot more demure, quieter laugh track
Right.
than Friends. Friends is very loud and in your face every time they say a sentence.
I had a conversation with someone the other day, and my roommate actually, and it was like, oh yeah, like Seinfeld's better because it doesn't have a laugh track. And then I was like, no, Seinfeld has a laugh track. He's like, what? And we like played it back, and we're like, wow, Seinfeld has a laugh track. And I'm like, yeah, you just don't notice it because it's a
Because
lot
you're actually
more
laughing during it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's during well-placed moments, and it's not. You never have that like stupendous, uproarious laugh. It's just like the only time you really notice it's like, oh, here's a cue to laugh at Kramer being stupid. Like those are the times I notice because I normally don't laugh out loud at those moments. But with Friends, it'll be like Joey just walks in without pants on, and it's like.
It's 10 seconds of like.
Let me go to
getting
my
Rachel's
classic
reaction.
tinned laughter.
All right, I think we can end this topic purely because we all recognize.
Well, I have one final point.
All right.
Let's talk about spin-offs.
Oh,
Friends spin-off.
Joey.
Joey.
Seinfeld,
Joey.
kind of spin-off.
100% spinoff. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Best show on television.
It is. Oh, is it television if it's HBO? Better than television.
Yeah, thank you, HBO.
Yeah.
All of it on Amazon Prime, enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
No, for sure. Like, again, as I said, post-show, like post-mortem. Friends existed for 10 seasons and exists. David Schwimmer was in Madagascar.
What a good movie.
Arguably,
Phenomenal.
Actually, really good
It's a
kids
real
movie.
good-
it is a good kids movie for sure. Solid cast too. Chris Rock, Ben Stiller, but Courtney Cox, arguably the most successful post. She was in Cougar Town. She had she was the star of her own TV show that was fairly successful. What's her face? Lisa Kudrow never really did anything afterwards. She has a web series.
She was an Easy A.
She was an Easy A, yeah. So that sums up her career. Matthew Perry became a drug addict. Played Zac Efron. Like, that's how you know your career is dead. When you're Matthew Perry in 13 Going on 30. Or what the male version of that. What was that movie?
It was
Zac Efron?
17 again.
17 again. And you're playing the chubby, your career, you lost your hopes and dreams.
Elder Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. I should tell you
It's
something.
a great movie, though.
He's also in Fallout New Vegas, but
Well,
then Seinfeld.
Who's the
Jerry,
voice in New Vegas?
he's Benny. The dude who shoots you in the head.
yeah.
You're right.
Bada bing. And Seinfeld though.
The game was rigged from the start.
I know. Julie Dreyfus. Veep.
Veep.
She's won like the most Emmys back to back than any other person of all time. Veep's an incredibly fantastic, successful show. Jason Alexander acted in a lot of like Jack Black movies. He was in Shallow Hal, great film. He has a lot of all like spoken word and stuff like that. Jerry, his comedians cards getting coffee. He's also one of the richest comedians of all time.
Yeah,
He's really a billionaire.
He made bank from just the show alone.
Just the show. No,
Yeah.
the way
They're
they
still like
signed
making and like selling merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
the way they sign the contracts. Only Jerry and Larry get syndication rights.
Yeah.
So everyone, and also DVD sales.
Mhm.
Everyone else just got their paychecks and bounced.
Yeah, God, there's got to be some strong grudges there. Man.
And the thing is, they never renegotiate. Like every other show, that's why there's writer strikes and actor
Yeah.
strikes. It's because they renegotiate. They renegotiate. Seinfeld, they were like, we're all friends, we're cool. Well, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is independently wealthy. She's literally like a billionaire. Her dad like owns this massive company, and he's a billionaire. So,
Dang.
but
Yeah, no, Jerry Seinfeld has no problem.
no, he's fine. That's why he does community cars getting coffee, because he just puts a GoPro on his windshield, drives around fancy cars, hangs out with comedian friends, and it's a great show.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I think we could agree that there are people who like Friends and they're justified
There
and
we go.
enjoying
100%.
Friends.
There's
like
an audience for it.
this isn't Big Bang Theory where I'm like, I don't understand how you enjoy Bazinga, but I understand why
We
you
can all
like
agree
Friends.
we hate Bing Bang. Bing Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Bing Bang
Ba-ba-ba.
Bet.
Bada bing, bada
Hands down.
bing.
Bazinga.
So I can go this forever.
Yeah.
Evan, what do you got?
Okay. This is a complete non sequitur transition. I've been playing this game, Persona 5, recently.
Yes.
I'm a good-
title.
Almost 50 hours in.
Is it actually out?
So you're almost
Yeah.
done with the intro, if I
Yeah,
have my understanding of it.
Tutorial's almost done.
Nice.
No, but I've been enjoying it a lot, and the hype is well deserved. But I didn't come here just to sing its laurels. I came here to talk about why it's problematic. All right. So I wanted to start off with, how familiar are you guys with the game and its series?
I've been watching. I haven't played it yet. I've been watching a little bit of gameplay on it and keeping my eyes on the reviews, which have been. I'm tempted.
Phenomenal.
I am really tempted to go out and buy it. I've never played a Persona game before. I'm one of those people that I wouldn't say I talk trash about it, but I just
Yeah.
haven't gotten the hype. But after seeing some of the stuff that I've seen, the articles and stuff like that, I have to admit, it looks like it's really pushing what a game can be.
Oh yeah.
Especially on something like a portable medium, like because I'm way more into platforms than
Yeah.
I am to just like DS, PSPs, or something like that. But this, it's kind of changed. Well, and then now you have things like the Switch, so
Yeah,
that kind of
right.
like voids that whole dichotomy, anyways.
Emily, are you familiar at all?
Yeah, it has a Metacritic user score of 9.0,
Oh, thank
which
you.
is higher than Hell's Kitchen for Wii,
What?
which
That-
upsets me.
It's sad.
Well,
It's very sad.
there's
There's
some
That's just how things
biases.
go. But I wanted to talk about just in general. The game's phenomenal. It's one of my. It's possibly going to be my favorite game.
Of all time?
Not of all time. I reserve that for a few special
Do you
things.
think it's gonna be Gotti though for this year?
I wish. I hope so. Ethan, you didn't say anything. I know you're familiar with the series, but like
I've played at least an hour into every Shin Megami Tensei game. Personas 1 through 4, Catherine, and all the spin-offs on DS and PlayStation Portable. I put the most time into Persona 3, unfortunately. I put a lot of hours into Persona 4 Golden. I only put 2 in a Persona 4 normal, and I was like, I don't have time for this.
Really?
Dropped it, forgot about it, and then I finally got
Golden comes out. That's what you play. That's what you enjoy. It was amazing.
And Golden, I put less hours than 3 purely because of the stage of my life when I started playing. It was like college started. I don't have time for this, but 3 for sure. I just sunk hours in, and I heard 5 kind of combines 3 and 4 and Catherine.
No, 5 combines 1, 2, 3, 4, and Catherine.
Really?
Which is why I find it amazing.
Right.
Because what you got now is Shin Megami is the root game, and Persona is one of its many spin-offs, where in Persona, the major themes are you play as a group of high school students, and you have to balance your daily high school life with going into dungeons and fighting either demons or shadows, depending whether you're playing the first 2 games or the second. Or the
What's
third,
insane is how hardcore of a niche they carved out.
Yes.
Because it's like any other game, you'd feel it's tropey, but instead you welcome the tropes of Persona. You're like, oh, I'm a city kid moving to the rural area. There's something going on. Who am I living with? Like meeting your first teacher, and they're always a dick.
Yeah. Now, the first impression here with Persona 5 changes that. It inverts it, basically, kind of. What happens is you're now a rural kid going to the city after some big life-changing event where you got arrested.
Oh.
All right? You were arrested for doing a good thing, but because the person who was doing the bad thing was a person in high power, let's just say, to be vague, you got arrested for it, and you took the entire blame. So you're coming to a new school. Somehow this rumor has leaked out that you got arrested, and that's why you're going there as opposed to where you're used to. So everyone in your school hates you. Your teachers, the students, everyone. Everyone's against you from the beginning. It's you versus the world. All right? And it's just the feeling of once you finally make that first connection with someone, another troublemaker who's being rejected by everyone, that's where like the magic starts happening. I still can't shake my friendship with this guy in the game right now, and it's weird to say friendship, but that's an important part of the game is you have to develop these
social links.
Yeah, in previous games they're called social links. In this game it's now called cooperations.
Really?
Because you're now a thief. Phantom Thieves of Hearts is your team, and basically the dungeoneering aspect is you go into this magical world which allows you to access people's hearts which have been twisted by desires. And you have to go steal the treasure of their dungeon, which removes all that desire from them and makes them a good person and confess their crimes.
And there's always some kind of boss protecting that treasure, right?
Yes. Well, they kind of mess around with it this time, so it's not just like, oh, you fight the boss, you get the treasure.
Right.
It's, you have to go in, you have to secure the route to the treasure, and then you have to do that final, you got to send out a calling card, and then you got to go take the treasure and escape the boss, or there's some complication that's different every time, and it's always interesting. But again, I'm not here to sing its laurels right now because everyone else is doing that.
Right.
I'm here to talk about what issues I've had, and I want to start with some of the controversies leading up to the release. Ethan's pretty well versed in them. I'm not sure about you guys, but
I thought that the final act of Persona 5 was a little bit sluggish in pacing.
Oh my god, I'm not even there yet. 50 hours in. But I want to talk about the issues where, one, Persona 5 was released in September 15th, 2016 in Japan only.
Only in Japan.
And then we were promised here in America and everywhere else overseas that it was going to be released February 14th, 2017. Mm-hmm. And that's what everyone believed in. And so everyone was excited for.
Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. Take your heart.
Aww.
Take your heart. This is also the 5th time they pushed it, too.
Yes. It's been pushed again and again. It's been 3 years since this game was announced. And 3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster of emotions just waiting for it.
I have a question right there. Does waiting for games, if they push a game back, let's say, how long do they push that? That's, when was the original release date for it in the U.S.?
The first announced release date, they initially promised it by the end of 2015.
Yep.
Okay, so 2-month pushback.
It was for reference, it was supposed to be only a PlayStation 3 game.
Yes.
Oh,
That's how old of a release
Yes.
it was supposed to be.
Oh, PS3.
Yeah,
PS3.
PS4 wasn't out yet.
Oh wow.
Yes.
They couldn't admit that it was on PS4.
Wait, you said the end of 2015 it was supposed to come out?
They initially promised we'll have this game out by the end of 2015.
They announced in 2013 before the PS4 it was going to be out by 2015.
Okay, so
and then the PS4 came out and they said, oh, it'll be on PS4 too.
So they pushed it back a little bit over a year.
For Japan.
For Japan.
For Japan.
And then how long later
So,
until the US release date again?
Basically, 2015 came and went.
Mm-hmm.
There was no news on it. There was just one mysterious website that had 5 chairs with like balls and chains around the legs, and it said coming 2015.
Wow.
And then they finally come out during E3, and they're like, "Okay, guys, development's been rough. We're still working on it. It's going to be a huge game. It's amazing. We promise it'll be out worldwide end of 2016."
Which it wasn't.
Which it kind of did.
Well,
For its massive market.
Yes,
Yeah.
for the massive market, no. For the majority of consumers, they were assuming yes.
so you had to wait all that extra time. As someone like me who's not opposed, who is at this point basically immune to waiting for video games, as a huge fan of the Kingdom Hearts series, in which time is irrelevant.
That's
to me
rough.
now.
That is rough.
I don't care what anyone of the Fallout series or anyone else says. The only series that's probably still standing is what's the one? Everyone's still waiting for the third one. It's I'm drawing a blank.
Shenmue.
Nope.
Yeah,
no,
but
it's not.
It is too. What's
I
that?
can't-
10 years?
What's the
Right.
one that everyone is?
They dropped that Kickstarter and just
Yeah.
disappeared.
I can't remember it right now.
Oh.
But
Third one.
you know it.
Crash Bandicoot.
No.
Well,
No, it's the. I'm pretty sure it's an Xbox title. I've never played the series. Damn it! It's the third. Everyone's waiting for what 3? I can't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What kind of a game is it?
Well,
I don't know the game itself. It's just every time I hear like, oh, waiting for games, it's like, yeah, people are still waiting for blah blah blah. I'm drawing a complete blank on it.
Canyon Lynch Dead Man 3. All right.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
regardless of it, the fact that they pushed it back so far, would you say it was worth it?
okay. Here's the thing. The game we got is the same that was released in Japan, except for the addition of an English soundtrack. All right? Or the English voices. And there was the initial release date was going to be February 14th, 2017. Well, for like the promised release date, where it was like, this is our final release date. We're going to get it out by now.
Yep.
And then the sales in Japan started coming in, and they realized this game was a whole lot bigger than they had even imagined, and they imagined it to be a huge game.
Well, that's what I love about Atlas is that they're like the most realistic developer.
Yes.
So like they'll sell limited quantities of games because they know like physical versions or like special editions because they recognize that we have a very devout fan base who loves it, and then there's going to be people who get on the hype train. People are like, oh, Persona 4, whatever, but they weren't expecting Persona 5 to be as big as it was.
No. And then they realized Atlas USA they decided, one, we need to go back and make sure everything is perfect for this release. And they went through it and they said, we need 2 more months. Also, as a prize for this, they were probably planning this to begin with, but they finally answered the long-awaited fan question. We are going to add in the Japanese voice track to the game, so you can play in Japanese like some weebs want it, you know?
Which I want to compare this to give credit to Atlas to Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
Big game, another game you're supposed to sink hours into, massive scope, massive story. And this is the Western RPG. Like, while people say Persona 5 is the like epitome of the Eastern RPG,
Yeah.
this is the epitome of the Western RPG. And it was just terrible launch.
Yeah,
And
it-
everyone was saying another month of playtesting and another month of fixing up bugs could have bumped this up from like a 6 to like an 8.5.
Yeah.
And I think that's the massive difference right now between Eastern and Western developers is the West has been wrought by broken games from the start between
Yeah.
Division, Destiny. This is a topic for another day.
No, yeah, it's all about the difference between like the patience of the Japanese audience and like knowing that we'd rather have a good game rather than the game sooner.
They'll wait 17 years for new Monster Hunter.
Yeah. But again, let's get into the issues I had with Persona 5.
Sure.
So far, game's phenomenal. I love it. The issues are It's hard for me to say this.
What's up?
It's just. I really don't want to badmouth it, but I just can't sit there and just say how great it is when there's stuff that bothered me.
Okay.
And it's just the small things. I go into a dungeon. I want to fight some monsters. There are plenty of monsters to fight, you know. And it's just you get the dungeon music, which the soundtrack is phenomenal. It's beautiful.
I saw you listening to your Walkman.
Yeah, I listen to my Walkman, my CD, my physical CD, but. The issue is it goes from the dungeon music to the battle music, which whenever you're over leveling like I am, like always,
Right. Grind.
the battle's over quickly. So it's the dungeon music, the battle music, back to the dungeon music, and then I didn't see that monster. I just got hit by a surprise attack. Back into the battle music, and it's the same battle music every time. So it's just the da 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 da. And then
So it's like Pokemon.
Yeah.
We're immediately going dun dun dun.
Yeah. So it's like going from the very calm walking through the forest music to you hit the tall grass and bam.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I feel that.
I don't have time in my ears to go between it, and it's just a very stark contrast.
So you see, if you're me, where I don't ever, my attention is so horrible, I don't ever just play video games with the volume up.
Yeah.
I always mute my games, turn on subtitles, and listen to music on Spotify or podcast while I play video games.
I
Really?
mean,
That's odd to me.
no, I've
Never
gotten to the
listen to
point. I rarely listen to audio on video games, but Persona 5,
Sure, the
audio
soundtrack's
is
supposed
so
to be
good. The
as
soundtrack's good.
This is
The
voiceover?
voice acting, phenomenal.
For sure.
I thought I thought I would have issues with it, considering how they pronounce some of the Japanese names. But it's very. I understand it. They are very consistent, and the emotional intonation is very well done. Yeah, but it's just it's some of the small qualities of it just don't work. Like I want to go to sleep at night because I have to go the next day, but there's only one small portion of the bed I can click on, and it's just like I keep walking, I can't click it, and then there's just I also feel like I'm more on rails than I am in Persona 4.
I think that's the biggest complaint that stops it from being a 10.
Yeah.
Is that 4 there was a lot. You got to free roaming a lot quicker.
Yeah.
With 5 there's way more issues. Like I want to work my social links, but I have or whatever that is
Yeah.
called now. But I have to go through this rail line of meet this character, do this thing, do this quest, and
it's because they put more dungeons in the game, I think, so they have it happening a lot faster.
Right.
Because they put the same time limit of 1 year on you, like in Persona 4.
yeah.
So it's just you have a lot less free time to do things, but they added so much more to do. So you feel like you're running out of time constantly, and even you get the nights open to you to go do stuff, but you can't do that. You can't go out during the nights after a story event happens, which story events are happening every couple of days. So it just gets on my nerves.
But still though, you still enjoy the game?
I love the game. Those little small qualities are only small things, and I still highly recommend it to anyone.
How many Morganas out of 8 would you give it?
I'd give it about 9.5.
All right. Well, great topic, Evan.
Thank you.
Matt, what you got?
God damn it. I've been sitting here trying to figure out what that game series is for the life of me. It's killing me. But anywho, jumping over. So, I brought to the table something it's kind of been interesting to me. It's been kind of hot news recently. Something that, for someone that has been on many flights in my life, as an experienced flyer,
Oh boy.
it personally upsets me.
JetBlue.
And that would be the PR nightmare that is the United Airlines incident referencing Dr. Dow.
Incident's a word for
Yeah.
it.
Hopefully,
Incident is a
hopefully we're
word.
not too topical. Hopefully we're not too late on this train.
Nah, I mean,
People are still talking about
people are
this.
still... I remember waking up, rolling over in bed, grabbing my phone. One of the first things I did, I'm just like, let me check my Reddit feed. Let's see what's up. And every subreddit possible was just talking about United Airlines. I was like, what did I
Every
miss?
subreddit.
Every subreddit was just screaming about it in one way or another, and I'm like, what is happening? So I went and I read some articles. I watched the video. Did you guys see the actual video of him, Dr. Dow being
I gotta go home.
disembarking
I gotta go home.
in quotation marks? Damn.
Alright, so are we doing a debate on this at all, or are we just discussing?
I
the
just want to
events?
discuss it. If you have a
How do we debate this?
Was United justified?
okay, so here's my thing. On
I say
paper, I think on paper they were justified.
Yep.
Completely.
I disagree.
I think 100% they're
On paper.
justified.
They
No,
were on
on
paper,
paper.
they were completely in the right.
No.
Their execution.
Sure.
I
Their
disagree.
execution was What
There
is
were
their
like
downfall?
seven
Absolutely.
other passengers
7 other.
who were fighting as well. They were going, "No, I bought my ticket. This is unfair. I'm not going to disembark." And United said, "Hey, if you get off the flight and you delay, we'll pay you $200. Hey, we'll give you $500 in credit. Okay, screw it. You gotta need the plane." 7 other people were going, "No, this is unfair." And then if I like, "Sir, we're gonna escort you off," they went, "Okay." The doctor went, "I gotta go home," and started running around like a madman, started yelling, started screaming, started pushing back the security guards. So they're gonna use force against them. Again, execution's wrong, but every other person acts like a civilized person at the airport and went, "Okay, yes." They took the credit on their accounts and they went home.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, the compensation was at that time goes up to at least $13.50.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let me talk about this.
Yeah.
The policy states that's for you're not allowed people who aren't going to be. It's supposed to happen before they board,
Right.
not when they're on the plane.
That's
Yeah.
where I
So
think that's where I think
that's
they
the
messed up.
sticking issue is.
Sure.
It's not execution. It's their policy was to stop people before they board if it's going to be an overbooked plane, but they didn't.
Right.
They just went ahead, let everyone board, and then they're like, "Okay, JK, we need to get some employees on here. Let's kick off these paying customers."
Right.
And
That's where I
And then we'll compensate you, and you as a normal human being go, "Okay, cool. I'm compensated, and the company's the company. I'm paying for their service."
Had to go
And and the guy, and again, everyone else was still upset, but they're normal human beings, and went, "Okay, fine, I'll take the credit," instead of running up and down the aisles, screaming, pushing other people, and causing a disruption.
this wouldn't have happened if they did it before they got on the plane.
There are thousands of flights a day. It's this is one of the major airlines. You know, it's a
not like-
monopoly.
and it's in Chicago as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like.
It's like they were intentionally like, "Ha ha ha, we're gonna screw over these flights." They're like,
Yeah.
"We really need to get these employees on.
I agree.
We messed up."
I agree. It wasn't like those security guards woke up that morning and like, "Man, we get to concuss someone today."
Right.
I am pumped. I completely agree with you. on that
and
one.
also, please let me remind you that to get on that plane, do you know how much security you have to go through? You have to get everything knocked down. Is everyone acts so surprised that there was this much force used on a flight? Like the most sensitive area where all of your rights are gone in America are on flights.
Yep.
We lost all right, and we've willingly given up all of our rights to go on planes. We've given up the Fourth Amendment. We've given up, First Amendment. If you say the word bomb on a plane, they have the legal right to remove you.
Yep.
So it's like, go figure, a guy's running up and down the aisle screaming bloody murder because he refused to delay his flight half an hour to get another ticket and get compensated for it so a company can do their business because they messed up. And everyone's like, "Oh my, sure, again, execution's wrong. No one should be assaulted like that."
Yeah.
But everyone's acting like it's totally unjustified. I'm like, no.
No.
They gave him multiple outs and he was fighting back.
Emily, you look like you're thinking.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, I feel like this whole scandal is a cover-up story for something that happened earlier, where
Alright.
2 girls
The leggings.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
going to bring
wearing
this up.
leggings
Right.
weren't allowed on board.
I think that United.
A
is-
brilliant cover story.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know if it makes them look worse.
Clearly, the juicier.
there's 2 things about that. The leggings is because those girls had guest passes. That was their
Yeah.
excuse. Is
Once
that
again,
hey,
United
people with
is
guest
right
passes
in that
have
way.
a stricter dress code, but that doesn't really make sense either.
What's a guest pass?
Yeah,
So
it's like
if I'm not mistaken, they were flying as technically. I think it's like in a way you can fly as family members of employees of United Airlines. Like a friend of
Okay.
mine who gets basically free flights because her father is a pilot.
Yeah.
United Airlines. So doing this, you're allowed to like get these kind of bonuses and stuff like that. But you have to adhere to a certain set of standards. Like for instance, presentation has to be upheld and stuff like that. So not being able to wear leggings and having a dress code to kind of give to give off like the type of persona that United Airlines wants to be associated with, I completely understand. Once again, on paper, I think United Airlines was in the right on that way.
but it's just how does the regular passenger know that these people are guest pass users? And why would it matter, to be honest?
I guess necessarily they wouldn't, but if they had someone that was walking in dressed incredibly just in a sports bra, leggings, sandals, and a giant hat that said, fuck America across it. And was like,
Right.
guess who's flying for
Ariana
free,
Grande.
bitches?
Yeah, exactly.
It would be
It's
a bit of
like-
a
Well,
problem.
My flight attendant mom
But
got me.
we're
in
allowed to
here.
have Ariana Grande do this.
Well, she's also the worst human being.
I mean, that's a little debatable.
I hate fat people.
I mean, here's the thing. We all hate America here. She just did.
Fighting words.
Disclaimer,
She
Andy
was
no
words.
longer
Yeah.
works with us.
I say that the communists wearing a red shirt right now.
God. I mean, to be fair, pop stars, they're allowed to be crazy.
Are they?
That's in
They're
their
not allowed,
in their
but we allow them.
contract to be crazy, so they can
If
keep.
they were normal,
Are they allowed
just
to,
square
or are they
people,
just happy?
They wouldn't be people. They wouldn't.
Well, it's because of
have
the.
fame.
I will say that because of the spotlight, it fucks them up.
I
And
think
especially
because they're
Ariana Grande from being a young age on the rapey Nickelodeon show.
right,
Victorious.
victorious.
Victorious. Yes. No.
It's rapey.
No. Yeah. 100%. Let's talk about Dan
Whoa,
Schneider.
This is a whole nother
No,
conversation.
we're not having this
This
conversation
is a
today.
whole other
Save it for
conversation.
another podcast.
Another
Save it.
podcast I will rant
Another
about Dan
podcast
Schneider.
and Perks will go at
Broadcastinated.
Nickelodeon. Wait. So jumping back real
Procrastinated?
quick, something I found interesting. You guys saw the video of the United Airlines CEO
Yep.
giving his little spiel,
Yeah.
where he was talking about the word he used, in which he was referring to Dr. Dow's him in disembarking the plane. He used this word several times over and over again.
Yep.
In my opinion, and Emily, you can Google this and make sure this definition is correct. Can you Google the definition of disembark and tell me, does that involve voluntary, like, is that a voluntary action? Because that makes me think voluntary action. And if you've watched the video, it's pretty hard to disembark by choice when your
Being
limp
dragged.
body is being dragged down an aisle. So it's just, I think, and immediately he comes out right away and he defends United Airlines. Now, regardless whether, even though I think on paper they were in the right, I wouldn't say I would have done that. I just saying from in a leadership position, I would think maybe a little bit more. Hey, maybe we should just come out neutral. Maybe we should say, hey, we're still investigating. We want to be sure. Immediately defending your employees, I just think it sends the wrong message. And it's
I have the definition for disembark right here.
I want
I
you
have
to read
it. Oh yeah, I have a definition too.
Read it.
Emily, go for it.
Leave a spaceship, aircraft, or other vehicle. It does not
It just says ship. It
mention
doesn't say spaceship. It says ship.
spaceship.
What?
The spaceship
To leave your
get
spaceship.
fucked.
Look, leave a
What
ship.
do you mean spaceship? Leave a ship, aircraft. Yeah, it just says ship.
I will agree
But-
on spaceship.
Shut up, Evan.
I read
Trying
that
to
myself. It said spaceship.
No.
It's 100% fact.
Leave
I read
a
it. It
ship,
says spaceship.
aircraft, or other vehicle.
The actual Google definitions leave a when they were writing when they're
Leave a
creating
ship.
the word disembark when they were in the classic Latin
When
They
when they weren't going
specifying
oh
whether or not
spaceship.
it's
when
wrong.
Mr. Webster and Mr.
technically, I
Merriam met
guess
together,
in-
they're like,
once again on
I know what we
paper,
need.
I was wrong and they were right.
A
so
spaceship.
once again on paper, they might be proving me wrong. But I would argue disembarking is more of a voluntary, is normally used in a voluntary aspect.
At the end of the day,
Yes.
right? This is an issue of where do you lie on the empathizing side of it, right? Like, do you go
I
if I
empathize
was
with him.
It's like, oh, if I was that passenger, I would be uproarious and I feel irate for him,
Oh, I'd
or
love
do you
it for all
go,
it's worth.
or do you go as someone who understands how large companies work? Do you feel sympathy for United, who now has, for the CEO now has a deal and struggle with? Dang it, I have airports all over the world with flights and people and employees running everywhere, and because of this stupid scandal, how do I handle this mess up and this misstep? Because do we go, yes, we totally messed up, we're going to fire all these guards and employees in private security, and we're going to set a precedent now to
Well, the
make sure
guards
ahead of
didn't
time?
work for.
Yeah, exactly.
They worked for the airport, not.
Right. Well, I'm saying, like, do we make sure they get, like, reprimanded, right? Was it justified? Or do you go, what he's doing right now, do I play it more diplomatically? And right now, United stock's down. It's, like, really, really down right now. You know it's going to go back up. Because
Sure.
flights are a monopoly. You know, there's, like, 7 airlines now total. Across the
Yeah.
entire world.
Yeah.
So, I would say the smart move now is be careful what you do on airlines.
Yeah.
Maybe they should be more careful, I guess, because the next time anyone gets abused in a flight, it's going to make national headlines. I mean, Donald Trump and Korea are about to blow up right now,
Yeah.
and the United took precedence for like 2 days.
No. It's just a matter of, at the end of the day, just read the black and white. Know what you can do. Know when you're being wronged. And even so, I don't know, I'm the type of person that if I'm being pulled off a plane by someone with a badge, I'm getting off the plane. I might fight it like hell afterwards, but I'm going to get off the plane because that is my civic
Oh, I'm
obligation.
gonna ask for like higher compensation.
You could have said, hey, you
Yeah.
made $13.50, I'm out of here. I'm gone. You could have
Honestly, offering them like $13.50 or like
so much better.
offering them $2,000.
So
Maybe
much better.
medical
Would've-
bills.
Yeah,
So much better than all this.
it would
I have a
cost
bit of
them
a
so much
non-sequitur.
less than what they're suffering now.
Absolutely.
I have a bit of a non sequitur.
Sure.
All right, I'm on United's Twitter. And I was looking to see, like, I was trying to remember what other, like, stuff they were going through, because I remember they had, like, another big disaster, this leggings thing, but I noticed there's one follower I know that follows United. It's Hannibal Buress.
Is he a big United fan?
I guess Hannibal Buress loves listening to what United has to say.
That reminds me of how, like, the only page that the Seinfeld Current Day page follows is Lena Dunham. Like, is it a troll or do they genuinely enjoy?
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Okay.
Well, great topic, Matt. Considering the fact I've read at least 3 new op-eds today about how the lawsuit's going and the justification of this, it was topical.
It's definitely a sign
And
of
considering the
discussion.
fact I have another flight in a month for sure.
Who are you flying with?
Good thing I fly Southwest because I'm poor.
Damn. I hear they're giving free concussions. It's too bad you
Yeah.
could have gotten United.
I know. So yeah, Emily, last up on the list.
You got something interesting to talk about.
Close this out.
Yeah? Alright. I'm gonna bring up someone you probably haven't thought about in a while. Unless you are a big fan of her show on Nickelodeon, Kuku Harajuku.
Oh, no.
Gwen Stefani is the greatest pop star ever.
So hot.
And hot.
And hot.
This hurts me.
She's talented. What? Why does it hurt you?
This conversation feels like I'm not only betraying my girlfriend, but right reason and truth.
Why do you say that?
Does your girlfriend hate Gwen Stefani?
No. Saying Gwen Stefani is the best pop star, pop queen out there is a flat out lie.
Who's better?
Who's better?
Gwen
Britney,
Stefani.
bitch.
No.
What?
Get out of here.
Fuck
No.
you.
Who's had more longevity than Gwen Stefani? Britney went dark
No, Britney took a hiatus because she had stuff to work
because she's
through.
insane.
Like
No,
growing her
fuck
hair
you.
back again.
She's trying to save herself. Do you fault someone for wanting to,
herself out
like,
of
protect
dumpster.
their mental sanity
No,
after how she's been treated
no, for sure. She was.
and
The
how
reason-
her
the-
family's been treated?
The reason she
Oh,
is
yeah.
the way she is because everything went on. I'm just saying during that period where she went insane.
But her
she didn't-
comeback.
What? With Will I Am?
Fuck you.
Horrible. She's doing shows in Vegas. She's Cher.
all right.
Without the
she
Titanic
she
song.
collabed with Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Let's
Gwen
talk about
Stefani would never do that.
Gwen Stefani just a little bit.
Gwen Stefani? Okay. She began in the 80s, 86 with her good band, No Doubt.
Ska band.
She was. She is one of the boys. I
She
relate
was.
to her in that sense, in that matter.
With the boys.
I too am one of the boys. And I
did
sound
boys.
so white when I say that.
Was that her? Was that the band in
Yeah, No
that music
Doubt.
video? Yeah, and No Doubt.
No Doubt is seriously.
she's so hot.
That's what I'm saying is
Especially
she's
now.
put out so many great singles and so many
Someone's
great
so hot.
songs in the
Britney
bit.
is so hot. Okay.
Britney's not attractive.
Fuck you.
looks
Have
like
you not seen her music video?
Britney
I have
looks
seen
like
the
she
music
grew
videos
up
and
on
it's disgusting.
Tatooine. She has aged horribly.
No,
she's like
she
20s.
is looking so good.
No, Google.
How old is
current
Britney
age of
Spears? How old is Gwen Stefani? Compare them right now. Because we know exactly what Gwen Stefani looks like right
Gwen
now.
Stefani is 47.
She is 47 and
What?
she's.
Show me
watch
a-
the voice. Watch the voice. She still looks gorgeous.
She's
Britney is 30
Watch Kuku Harajuku. She's the best.
35.
She is 35. She looks like.
Nah,
She looks like Bette Builder. She looks like Joan Rivers.
No, fuck you. She looks just fine.
She could be a character of the
look-
Golden Girls.
dude. No.
She looks just fine.
No, she does not.
Fuck.
She looks.
She doesn't.
You guys-
She doesn't look bad. She doesn't look
Yes.
bad.
There's
but
so much
she looks
makeup
bad
on
for
her.
her age.
Yeah.
Is my thing.
Well, think about what she's been through.
Well, yeah, I know.
That's what we're saying. She
the
looks
argument.
horrible.
You
The
guys are
argument.
so fucking superficial.
No, the point is like Gwen Stefani
I don't-
survived as a pop artist this entire time.
Yes.
And
this
stayed
entire
in the
mainstream.
absolutely bad.
And she
Isn't
still looks
crazy?
great. Yeah.
And she's great. And she.
Great
she-
is an understatement in my opinion. She is damn
She's
right
hot?
beautiful.
You
She's
guys
hot,
are
dude.
Hey,
fucking
she's available.
trash.
She got a divorce in 2016.
No.
What?
She's getting married. Is she
Oh, yeah,
married
Blake
yet?
Shelton.
Why would
Shelton.
you put my hopes up and down again like that? That was completely
Yeah,
Yeah,
she,
who
she,
are
she
you?
was married to other 90s superstar Gavin Rossdale, lead
Hey.
singer of
What?
Bush.
What a power couple.
Yeah, they
Honestly,
were.
honestly.
And then it turned out, many years in their beautiful marriage, that he had a kid that was like 14 years old, which coincides with them still being married, which
Huh.
means that he cheated on her,
Huh.
impregnated someone, and this kid walks up and he looks just like him. And he's like, "Hey, I'm your son." Whoops.
There's a story for you. There's a
And Gwen
summer movie.
Stefani. And the worst
blockbuster.
part about it is Gwen Stefani, they intentionally didn't want kids. He was like, I don't want kids. We're both in our careers. I don't have kids with you. So she had to freeze her eggs. Because they were like,
That's a painful procedure.
She held off. And then now she's with Blake Shelton. He loves her. They're in a great relationship. They met in The Voice.
Did Britney have to suffer the trauma of having her eggs frozen?
I mean, except for the trauma of losing her kid.
She suffered the trauma of having a dumb reality TV show with like an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, literally abusive boyfriend.
Wait,
It was like 6
Here's the thing I was
episodes, but
about
still.
to say. Okay. Personally, I want to throw another name in the
Pop stars?
ring because I think there's someone else that we could argue queen of them all. Personally,
RuPaul.
No.
RuPaul Charles.
I was gonna say
No, hands down, RuPaul's the most successful of all of them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Madonna. but that
Oh,
is just-
no, get out of
I was
here.
thinking you were about to say Beyonce.
No.
No, so I agree. Madonna's a star. Like, Madonna's a
star.
legend.
Yes.
Like,
Lady Gaga is also doing really well. For
I was going to say, Lady
I thought
Gaga
But has
has
she been doing well for herself since
87.
80? Yeah, 87.
Well, what's Gwen Stefani doing now?
Gwen Stefani doing now?
She's the
Still
lead
looking
judge on the
hot.
most
Still looking
popular
hot.
music show. American Idol's down. The Voice is more popular than American Idol
For
ever
sure.
was.
So she's
Well-
a judge. What music is she doing?
She put out an album last year.
She's coaching.
She actually just put a music album out.
Yeah, people
have
like-
you
people
heard
like
her
it,
new,
too.
Her new single.
No.
I want to sing it for you, but I'll
Sing
sing
it.
it.
No.
I'll sing it for you when.
No, the fans want it now, Emily. Sing us.
Give us a bar.
Ah,
Okay.
it's your single. Yes,
a
for
good-
a bar.
All right. That.
So Madonna, great.
Yeah.
You can put on any Madonna song and people are gonna be jamming to it. Like when I hear your
Yeah.
name, it's like a little like they're hype.
yeah. It's
She's
good.
great. Her music videos push boundaries. Voguing was a thing for some reason,
Yeah.
and she's been going on it forever, right?
What?
And-
Stolen from the gays, though.
But I'm gonna put another
RuPaul
one.
Charles.
What? No, I thought it was reverse. I thought the Vogue was passed down.
No, sure. She
No.
she
To
appropriated
RuPaul
it.
Charles.
She appropriated it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how
You're right.
white women get popular is by stealing
they
from gay
appropriate-
people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And
Gwen
gay people get
Stefani's
popular by
appropriating
stealing from black
Japanese
people.
Exactly.
Harajuku culture.
Yeah, and that's
It seemed like it.
Watch Paris is Burning. It's about African American
Yeah.
gay men in
Good
Harlem in the
documentary.
80s. It's like the most social outcast group of people. It's fantastic, and it's like the most tragic, like Island of Misfit Toys documentary
It's
you've ever seen in your life.
Crazy.
I'm gonna throw in one last pop star
Okay.
in the ring.
All right.
I think they're the true queen, the best in terms of longevity, looking good, and having the best career. Justin Timberlake,
Okay.
Oh damn it!
actor, performer.
Let's talk about someone who's putting out a new album
And
right now.
coming
Harry
from the-
Styles.
Get out of here.
Coming from a straight white
His
male,
great. His.
Justin Timberlake is hot.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes. Hands down.
Yeah.
Evan.
No.
What?
Hands down.
Not
You don't
attractive.
think Justin Timberlake's hot?
He is not
You don't-
attractive
you don't
in
find
the
him-
least.
You don't find him
What?
attractive.
Google
The
You
thing is,
don't-
he has the different stages of adorableness too.
Mhm.
He has the little curls and little
The-
white boy. He
Yeah.
has the beard with like from what's that movie with Olivia Wilde, the Time movie,
Oh.
where he has the barcode in his arm.
Oh my goodness.
It's not about time.
No, yeah. Out of
What is
in
it?
time.
In time?
Type in Justin Timberlake.
Man, we are not doing good
I
at
mean,
calling these things.
he-
I still can't think of that video game.
He's also in Shrek the Third.
In time. Yeah,
In
it's called
time.
In Time.
In time. Shrek the Third. He's in a lot of movies. Oh,
Friends
he,
with benefits.
he's-
He's in Trolls.
the Social
You say he's in
Network.
Shrek
The
3?
yeah. He
What?
plays Prince Charming.
Oh yeah, he does.
No, not Prince Charming. He plays the humble one.
Oh no, yeah.
The one that Shrek seeks out to be king because Shrek doesn't want.
Right, right.
Oh, he plays Arthur.
Yeah, he plays
Yeah.
Arthur.
What?
Sorry, I thought it was.
I've only seen
Who
two
plays
Shreks.
Prince Charming.
Forever After and
Prince
2.
Charming.
In Shrek 2 and 3. Dude, Shrek 3, so normally comedies, they usually get like less funny each sequel in my opinion, except Rush Hour and
Yeah.
Shrek. Shrek
You
3.
think Shrek 3 is funnier
Dude,
than 1 and
honestly,
2?
I was against it.
Okay, we're saving this
It's
for
the-
later.
listen,
We're
listen,
saving
This is a
for
different bit. This
Yeah,
is a
I'm
different
about to
bit.
go
Alright,
off
fine,
on
I'll
you.
make it
We're out of
harder.
time.
Shrek as the
Procrastinated.
other pop queen. Shrek, Justin Timberlake, who are other contestants?
Shrek's a meme queen. Fuck you.
Shrek is
is
a
a
meme
meme
queen.
queen.
Somebody
You once told me.
Let's-
Copyright strike. So, I don't know. So, these are different scales here. Because
Yeah, we're on so many different wavelengths.
Madonna has entered the pop culture so hard. But something I'll knock against her is being someone who's in media studies classes, she's lost on our generation.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
people I know intentionally trash on her
Sure.
because they're like, no, we have Lady Gaga, blah blah blah, right? Like people have done it better, and I'm like, they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for her. Like, imagine this Italian girl, with, pompy blonde hair, wearing an upside down cross, laying like literally naked in a music video, getting shot, singing about sex and everything. That was edgy in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, you had George Michael doing an innuendo, playing his saxophone, humping with Wham, whatever. But people didn't understand that was literally sex. She was literally saying, like a virgin, touched for the very first time.
This was during Reagan years.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's over here, crossing boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Lady Gaga's weird, wearing meat suits and stuff. But she wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for Madonna, like, real
Yeah,
Okay,
culture.
let's talk
You're-
about
you're-
Lady Gaga. Literally, I'm sorry for
fine.
stepping over you. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about Lady Gaga and her role on this season premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race. And she's a legitimately smart business person. She understands image and she understands so much about the industry. And she knows how to stay true to herself within all this doubt created
No,
by
for
being
sure.
the public light.
The-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The media tried painting her a certain way for a long time, and they've just given up because they're like, screw it, she's cool.
It's rough competition. But getting back to Gwen,
No, I was about to say
Yeah.
when you were describing Madonna, I was like, are you talking about Lady Gaga? Like,
Yeah, really.
similar.
No, Lady Gaga
Lady Gaga
modeled herself after
is
Madonna.
Basically the new Madonna.
Like, that's why she stole. No, she like sampled. Especially what's the. She sampled a Madonna song. Like, what's the one? Like, Be Yourself or whatever.
Born This Way?
Yeah, Born This Way.
Yeah.
She sampled Madonna for that because Madonna was her. I don't know. I'm not a. I'm not a pop culture. No, pop music is such an interesting genre to me
Yeah.
because it is something that's designed for everyone to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like increasingly people are moving off pop music because they feel they're so aware that this is manufactured
Yeah.
and made for you. Like Shawn Mendes playing his guitar, singing about his heart breaking. Like we're sick of it.
But
Yeah.
people aren't sick of one artist in particular.
Who's that?
Beyonce.
Get out of here.
I'm not going to defend it. I'm just saying.
I think Beyonce is the most overrated manufacturer. What bothers me is that people think that she isn't manufactured just like Taylor Swift.
It's the personality.
Sure.
But the difference is, let's look at her versus Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Coming out of big pop groups.
Yep.
Was it Destiny's Child for
Destiny's
Beyonce,
Child, Beyonce, her and her
and then
sister, and then-
NSYNC for
Justin.
Justin. All right, I'm kind of paraphrasing off of this argument because I was talking to my girlfriend about this. But what she was saying was comparing to them. Beyonce didn't change anything.
Yep.
Justin rebranded,
Reinvented
and
hard.
he reinvented so hard, and all the music is so good.
Yes.
I mean, thank you, Timbaland.
No, right? No, exactly. It was the producers for
I
sure.
know, but the coming out of the supergroups and becoming like that, I think Justin still has the better star power too,
Yo,
even though he
Yeah.
doesn't have the following.
Justified, super sex love sounds.
Oh my, no, Future Sex
Future
Love
Sex
Sounds.
They're
Oh my god,
such good albums.
I listen to them.
Love Stoned
nonstop.
is such a good song. And the thing about it too is Beyonce does not perform live like without a backtrack. Like she's never actually performing because she's doing these dance stunts and everything.
Yeah.
Justin will do concerts where he just sits down with an acoustic guitar and like a garbage mic at like a record store and legitimately like he can perform his actual music now. Like he's still genuinely talented. Beyonce's manufactured trash.
The only thing problematic about Justin I can think of
Go ahead.
is he still relies off his big breakup with Britney Spears. and
Yeah.
that's where his star power comes from.
I think it's
Yeah, no,
probably
his star
Britney
power-
Spears,
His star
the
power
god of pop
definitely
music.
comes from that picture of him with Britney in like all denim.
Classic.
What a look.
I'm just saying
put that in the YouTube.
right in
It's
the
like,
YouTube.
Put the image up.
I'm just saying I think that Justin Timberlake's just like Jack Black, underrated for their craft.
Yeah.
Like again, Jack Black came out acting, does music, does fantastic films. Like School of Rock's arguably the best family
I'm
movie
glad
of
you
all
said that
time.
one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
truly enjoy that film. I've seen it
Oh my god.
so many times.
I mean, it's so beautiful. I can keep watching it.
Yeah.
The soundtrack
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
is amazing.
Good
If you
message.
can bear Sarah Silverman in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, really, it's just like
Ned! You're a cock.
No, stop doing that. I can't. I don't want to listen to that.
What, is my impression too real?
It actually is.
Nah.
Alright. I think that we're at an hour.
Oh, nice.
I think that was solid topics.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining in for our second episode of the Prodcast. Hard to say, right?
Yeah, no.
Thanks for joining in. We'll be releasing these weekly. We're releasing the full thing on SoundCloud the Friday after we record this, and we're recording them in parts daily on YouTube before the full thing posts the next Friday. We are launching a lot of new things, so be sure to follow us at CattleProd Team on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube at CattleProd. Follow on us on SoundCloud at CattleProd as well. And keep an eye out for all the content we're making. We're going to be filming some shorts coming up. We're keeping up production of our big web series. And we are going to be launching a Patreon soon. So if you guys want to start supporting us, helping us create content, helping us put out bigger and better things, be sure to check that out. But we'll put up information on our Twitter. Thanks again for watching or listening, however you're consuming this. And join us next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See you guys
Bye-bye.
later.
Bye.